Got that carb done. Get that installed this week and see how she runs. Thinking about bench stuff here at the shop. This has just a tiny overhang here, so you can't really, good for standing. Need a little bit better lighting here. That works pretty good, but you still get some shadows. As you can see, shadows when you're working on things. So maybe some light right there, maybe just coming out instead of down. Thinking about that. We do have, a solid third of our bench setup going to a toolbox, which we don't need. Need that somewhere else. Maybe to get a base that's that wide. How wide is that base? So about 40 and a half, 41 or so. So I don't remember how standard that size is or not, but that's why we cleaned the tray. Just an old aluminum, maybe it's stainless. I don't know, it's pretty light. Is it magnetic? Here's our test. Hold on, both aluminum and stainless are non-magnetic. Okay, so we use that to put our new parts on. Worked pretty well, so we did that. But thinking about bench, this is awesome for storage. And, what we got going on right now. But when we're working on our carb for a longer period of time, we had, the whole front of this bench just taken up by the different parts of it and the different, cut it up into 3 parts as we work on it. So thinking about that, we also want to do a grinding table / something else over here by the front. So we got some odds and ends here. Got some cores. They're valuable. We got to get back to. So we got that and finishing organizing over here. So we kind of make this more of the dirty section of the shop. Tire stuff, air compressors noisy. We can wall that in a little bit. Grinding table, downdraft table with some ventilation. We have a 220 back here that we use for the compressor. And we have another 220 right there that we use. We're doing a big stick welder or whatever. We don't have a big MIG yet, but we'll be right by the door. So typically we'll open the doors up and we'll weld actually right outside. We'll weld out there. And that works well. But just a quick shop update, what we're thinking. Furnace works pretty good there. It'd be nice if it was turned a different direction. And so we could have it maybe this way a little bit more. Make it a little bit easier to get in. Then it's not, because you have to come in and kind of swing out. So I don't know, stuff to think about there. I love the vent on the top. So if we're working on a car, we'll turn the vent so it shoots that way to dry the car out, usually melt the snow. We're working up in the front, we'll shoot it this way. So we don't have it set 2 different ways, just one, and it works fine. So there you go, Quadrajet carbs. There's a lot of resources online, which we leaned on to make it work, but yeah, looks good. Quick torque wrench thought. Our go-to torque wrenches have always been these Craftsman. Those are the old made in the USA ones right there. In a pinch, Harbor Freight. They're short, but they're pretty accurate. Looking at different testing, Project Farm, other places, they did good testing with them. But picked up a new one on sale. And that's, I think, 27 and change. And that's a nice length for a torque wrench when you're doing heavy stuff. If you're just doing front wheel drive cars and you never got to go much than 80 or 90, it's no problem. But trying to do 140 or 150 on that guy, you remember it. With something that is quite a bit longer, it's a lot more leverage right there to get after it. We had one other nice torque wrench that we bought a couple years ago. We did get a Digital Quinn, and it wasn't that long after our warranty was out that it started to slip in the head. And so we have never dug into that to kind of see what's what. The main thing we liked about it was because it was digital, you could do the degree on it. So you're looking at, you know, a Chevy LS head or a lot of more modern cars. You have, you know, you do the torque sequence, and the last one is so many degrees. Well, a lot of people will just put it at whatever at the end of it. We try to do it the right way if we know the right way to do it. But then again, with a degree wheel or whatever, you could be pretty close. But those are supposed to be spot on. But that made us sad. So this was actually on sale. We got it for a little over 60 bucks. Normal price was like 100, and the other sale price was about 80. So picked it up at a local big store where you buy wood and appliances, but it starts with an L, not the H and the D. So yeah. Then again, getting to the point almost where these are so cheap, 15 bucks. Just grab one, put one in every car. Same price of the breaker bar almost. And well, you're not supposed to torque things backwards, or run a torque wrench backwards that often, from what I've read, to get a lug nut off. Then at least you got a pretty good idea that when you're getting it back on, if you at least get close to the torque that you should be. But no, looking forward to trying that big guy out right there. And it is 50 to 250. 50 to 250 with that. So yeah, Craftsman, I know they're not what they used to be, you know. Then again, it's hard to find some things these days that are what they used to be. I think Vice Grip though are still made here. Yeah, there's an old one right there. Vice Grip, the original. Yep, Irwin. Got a couple of Irwin things that we like. You don't need anything fancy, doesn't matter. But there, how old is that guy? When's the last time you saw that logo? We'll have to go through and do a whole toolbox tour stuff. I still have tools over in my garage. These are old grandpa's. But then again, we've kind of blended stuff through everybody's together. So, okay, Craftsman torque wrench. Kind of excited about that. Should be good. And never forget, Minnesota is rust.